Hello, Pisces. Good evening. Welcome. We're going to tell a story about a Pisces. This is just a character we're telling a story about, so we're not going to take it too seriously. But like with all stories, if you find that anything within applies to your situation and you feel like you can use it, take what you can and leave the rest. All right, let's get started. All right, so to get the overall vibe of your reading tonight, Pisces, we are going to use my Cryptid Tarot deck. It is strictly major arcana, so it will give us the big overall vibe of the story. So what's the story for the Pisces? Tell me, what's the vibe of Pisces story? What's the genre? Is this a sci-fi? Is it a romance? What is it? What is it? What's the genre? Pisces, what's the genre of your story? Tell me. You tell me. What's going on, Pisces? What the hell? Y'all got nothing coming out? No genre? Just like you to be a mystery? What the hell? Fuck you. You just made the whole deck come apart. What are you doing? Out of all the cards that fell on the floor, one of them was face down. The rest were face up. So we're going to put away the face up ones. We're going to take this face down one. We're going to find out what it is together. Because I still haven't looked at it. Well, now I have. I'm cheated. Okay, so we have the Hanged Man. Might as well just tell you. No point in the suspense, right? Okay, so the Hanged Man, my friends, pardon me, is about an involuntary pause. It's being forced to take a break. I don't know what you call this cryptid. If you've heard of this cryptid, if you know its name, please tell me down below. I don't know all the cryptids. But this one looks like a drowning man, right? I imagine for nefarious reasons. So, again, if you know the cryptid, tell me. So yeah, the Hanged Man. It's involuntary pause. Big ol' struggle bus. Okay, so this is an episode of your story, Pisces, where you're riding the struggle bus. Being punished for something that maybe is outside of your control. Pause in action. Okay, what's happening during this pause in your episode, Pisces? What I like about a pause is that anything can come out of it, you know? There's a lot of potential in a pause, is all I'm saying. I don't want you to feel like being stuck means that you can't do anything, because sometimes a pause is a sign to reflect. Sometimes it's a sign to make a shift, a change. So, you know, let's see what happens for Pisces during this particular pause. All right. Tell us about it, Pisces. What's going on in this pause episode? Wow. All right. So we're starting off with the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is a search for truth. Any other words coming to mind? It is fast-moving thoughts and ideas. With the Knight of Swords present, if we allow ourselves to be impulsive, we can be taking action on these quick moving thoughts because they're very strong, powerful, action-oriented thoughts. Okay. Interesting. So, during this pause, you're having at least a lot of thoughts and ideas. Maybe it's a brainstorming pause. Okay, Pisces. Tell us more about our character, the Pisces. What's going on during this pause? Okay, the Three of Pentacles. We're definitely building, working, teamwork. With the Three of Pentacles specifically, teamwork is very strong. And also indicated in the Three of Pentacles is everybody doing what they're good at. So you could be finding the thing that is your niche. Okay. All right. Let's see what else is happening. Let's get more information. The Eight of Wands. There's a lot of intention here. Because the Eight of Wands is like fast emotion, I guess. Passion. It's a lot of passion. It can be a strong driving force for action. There's still no like tangible action. Well, I guess there is technically because you have the Three of Pentacles, but the Three of Pentacles action is not nearly as strong as the intention behind the Knight of Swords and the Eight of Wands. Both of these, the Knight of Swords and the Eight of Wands, are very strong, fast-moving, directed, and intentional energy. And then you have the Three of Pentacles. Your physical actions aren't matching that. That's interesting to me because the Three of Pentacles is a very it is action oriented, but it's definitely a slow paced action. It could be that your passion and your drive are pushing you in your action, but the actual outcome is slow, which would make sense if you're learning or building, if you're in the beginning of a process, which with the Three of Pentacles would indicate, yeah, you're kind of in the beginning of a building process. Okay, all right, that makes sense why the whole shuffling process is taking so long with the Hanged Man and the Three of Pentacles. There's a lot of, and why all those cards came out at once, just to answer the one first question. You know, there's a lot of energy and intention in there, but it's taking its sweet time to come out, and when it does, it's gonna explode out, right? Very interesting. Very interesting to me. All right, well, let's find out what can help speed up the process. Ooh, oh, I like how quickly those came out. All right, so the one that landed up here is the Queen of Wands. All right, so that's going to be social connections. For me, this is often a mean girl, but this energy doesn't feel mean girlish. Social connections. I'm writing the word social connections. Networking. Yeah, building those social connections, networking, that's what that card is for. Let's see what's on the floor. The Two of Pentacles. Okay. When I was writing that, the of came out in reverse. Like I wrote the F first and then the O. I don't know why. So the energy of the Two of Pentacles is a little bit jumbled, right? It's you're balancing multiple things, right? So this could be multiple jobs or multiple occupations, multiple things that you have to like do, take care of, multitasking. So in order to speed up the process, that's the question we asked. Pisces will need to start juggling multiple tasks, multiple physical things, and building social connections. So maybe you start participating in something that builds up your social connections and also helps to build your knowledge and ability in this niche, right? Find a way to do both at the same time, perhaps. But these are the two things that you need to be juggling at least, is building up your like knowledge and abilities with the Three of Pentacles and building up your social connections with the Queen of Wands. You'll have to be able to do both of those things at the same time, likely, in order to speed up this process to match the speed of your intentions, right? All right, cool. All right. Anything that's hindering? Ooh, yeah, that's a good question. What's hindering, Pisces? No, don't say that. It's the moon. You hate to get the moon in a reading. It's mystery. It's essentially a non-answer from the tarot. It's rude, is what it is. It's rude. But there are a fuckle. There's a couple things. There's a couple things that we could glean from the moon. One is that someone's intentions or desires are hidden. I don't know what happened to my pencil. Now, this could be you hiding what you want from others. This could be you hiding yourself from others, which would make sense with that Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. No, that's a Queen of Wands, thank you. The Queen of Wands that we got, who says that you need to build up your social connections, right, Pisces? It could be that you're kind of hiding away. Of course, that would be more indicated by the Hermit. So the moon is more like not you physically hiding, but you hiding what you want. Especially, okay, look at, you see the story? I don't know, you definitely can't see that properly. The lighting, the camera, everything. Anyway, this is the Alice in Wonderland deck. That is the Carpenter and the Walrus leading the little clams away. So I don't know if you remember that story from Alice in Wonderland, but the walrus and the carpenter tricked those little clams into leaving their little ocean bed. So it could be that you're trying to keep your desires or intentions hidden, or someone around you could be hiding their intentions or desires, and that, or hiding their actions, and that could be hindering you. One or the other. It will depend on the situation. Please use your judgment. Do not get paranoid because of a story you heard on the internet. Please. Please. And PSA, by the way, if you're ever watching a tarot reader and they regularly make you feel paranoid or they heighten your anxiety, you should not be watching them, me included, obviously. Anything that you're watching that heightens your anxiety and gives you no remedy for it, don't. Stop that, especially a Pisces. Come on now. You have to know how vulnerable you are. Anyway, PSA over. Continuing. All right. Anything else that's hindering Pisces from... Can we get clarity on the moon, maybe? Oh, thanks. That helps. We have judgment. So that's going to be a transformation. A rebirth. And then you have the King of Swords. Sorry for my silence. I had to write thoughts. Okay, so judgment is a transformation or a rebirth, and the King of Swords is going to be stoicism and building knowledge, but the King of Swords has a tendency to play things close to the chest. He does not share his knowledge, but he does like to build his repertoire of knowledge, you know? So, and the King of Swords, unlike the Knight of Swords, does not have to move quickly. He has the same powerful intentions, but does not need his actions to go quickly, because the King of Swords also has the amount of knowledge necessary to know that moving slowly often accomplishes the task that he wants to accomplish without causing as much trouble, you know, without getting himself caught, you know. So perhaps the thing that is slowing you down is that you are transforming from this Knight of Swords character into someone who is more measured, who has more of an ability to use their knowledge to their advantage, to kind of build their kingdom. So it could be that you are making choices to move slowly on purpose. Why? The moon. So I don't know. It could be that you're trying to hide your intentions from someone around you. Pisces. Pourquoi? I don't know. It could be that you're not necessarily trying to hide your intentions, that you're just that kind of person. You just don't want to tell people. Maybe you don't have anybody to tell. Any information that Pisces needs? Whoa, hey, how about you don't go back there? Thanks. I hope that was just one. I think it was. I think I felt only one. I see only one. Okay. Five of Pentacles. Yep, 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 yep. Yep, 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 yep. The Five of Pentacles. Holding yourself back. Holding yourself back. Holding yourself back. Perhaps what you believe yourself to be is inaccurate. Perhaps, just suspend your disbelief with me for a moment, Pisces. Imagine for a second a character who is at their own front door. The key to the door is in their pocket. And they knock. And they knock. And they knock. And they jiggle the knob and they knock. But nobody's answering. Why can't I get in? Nobody's answering. It's not my fault I can't get in. Nobody's answering the door. I mean, have you checked your pockets? You might be holding yourself back a little bit. Maybe try something a little different. That's all I'm saying. That's all the tarot is saying. You don't have to. If what you're doing is working for you, by all means. But maybe entertain the idea of doing something a little bit differently, you know, if you want to speed up your process. Maybe entertain the idea of doing things differently, thinking of yourself a little bit differently, exploring your options a little bit differently if you want to get out of this undesired pause. Okay? Okay. Last card. Last card. Where are we going? Where are we headed? Ooh, that's good. A good sign. A good sign. The Ten of Cups. That's spiritual fulfillment. That's satisfaction. Maybe not physical, but at least you won't have any regrets, you know. That's the Ten of Cups. No regrets. You're really actually very happy with the choices you made. You're going in the right direction wherever you're headed, friend. It does appear to me like you're doing just fine. You're fine. Whatever your choice, honestly, either way. You may be holding yourself back. That could be intentional. Honestly, it looks like the Pisces is doing just fine. I don't have any issues with where the Pisces is at. I don't think the Pisces has any issues with where they're at, honestly. This seems with the Five of Cups on the top of the deck. Maybe sometimes the Pisces focuses a little bit too much on what is going wrong and not enough on what they do have working in their favor. Mayhaps. Something to consider. That is all. Okay, all right. So that's all those cards. Last bit. I have one card left for you if you have the patience to listen to me read out of a book. To be honest, because I don't have these ones memorized. But if you have the patience to listen to me read out of a book, I do have the Demon Tarot, Le Carte Infernal. I don't know if I'm ever pronouncing that correctly, and I will pronounce it differently every time you hear me say it. So just be ready. Anyway, so no, we left one upon the table. The Demon Tarot. This is not a Rider-Waite based tarot. It is not a Lormand based tarot. It is essentially an oracle deck. Okay. Ready, Pisces? Are you ready, Pisces? All right. Any visitors for Pisces? Just visitors. All right. Pause for a second while I get my book. Okay. Adramelech is the... I was about to say Pokemon. This is the Pokemon you're collecting. This is the demon that came out for you. All right. The clothes may sometimes make the man, but remember that while Adramelech may still dress the part of a sun god, he has not been for many centuries. Beware of judging by appearances, especially those who dress to impress but have no substance behind their style. Interesting. Interesting. Is that felt very pointed. I hope it's not directed at moi. That would be very rude. Oh man. I took that personally. I should not have, but I am human in fact. Anyway, just visiting Adramelech says not to judge people by their appearances. Definitely take the time to get to know somebody. So shall we recap your story there, Pisces? So your overall vibe is that of an involuntary pause in your action. You intend it to be a rising action, it looks like, Pisces, because you're feeling very motivated and you have lots of ideas and thoughts that you want to put out into the world. And you've definitely found a niche and you're working, but the work is maybe not as fast as you would like it to, and you like to speed it up. So in order to do that, you need to make connections. You need to build connections. You need to juggle multiple things. You need to be willing to step out of your comfort zone maybe a little bit. Right now, the thing that's holding you back is that you're not sharing what you want. You're not sharing with others how you want to advance and what you want out of your situation. And you may be holding yourself back a little bit by having a particular story that you tell yourself about your place in the world, or how others may show up for you, or how you're supposed to show up for others. You may be holding yourself back because you may be judging others based on the way they show up around you, just because they don't show up the way maybe you do, or maybe show up in a way that would make you the most comfortable. But maybe you can still build relationships with these people. You are currently on a path toward satisfaction, toward building yourself up. And you can speed it up if you want to. just maybe don't judge yourself so much. Maybe don't judge others based on how they look. Maybe take a second to get to know people, and that might help you in the long run. Okay, wow. Oh, what a nice little reading there, Pisces, Piskies, little friend. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate your time. I really do. You spent like a whole 30 minutes here with me. Oh my gosh, that was so kind of you. Well, I do hope that you come back again. That would be awesome. Ta-ta for now.